What's going on, guys? It's your boy Mine. This is As I Am Chemical. And as a struggling creator, man, these are some of the things that I've learned in the past 2 months of doing content consistently. So we're going to get into them. I'm going to talk about them. So let's do it. So 2 months in now, and this is my 2-month review. Got my little note card handy, wrote some notes down. And so these are just some of the things that I've learned. I got about maybe 6 or 7 items that I learned. And then I'm also going to talk about the things that I want to do moving forward. So let's get into it. So YouTube is a learning curve. It's a lot of nuances to it. These are things that I'm learning. You won't learn it overnight. It's not an overnight process, and trying to learn it overnight is extremely exhausting and overwhelming. Me coming into it, I already knew that, being a YouTuber, I knew it's something that's going to take some time, but I'm seeing that a lot of YouTubers that are successful, it's taking years for them to do it. Which, if you're a content creator like myself who's been doing this for years, you're like, okay, I got to do this for more years. I don't know. It might be easier, though, because I already have some kind of history and content, so it might not take me as long. Some channels I've seen, they might get 3-5 years before they actually do something. I don't know if I'm going to invest that long into this, but, with my previous history and content and stuff like that, this might be a little easier for me. I don't know. We'll see. We're learning. Videos don't get as many views as they used to. So I'm also knowing that views and subs don't matter. And one of the reasons why I'm seeing that videos don't get as many views as they used to, and I'm just combining some thoughts, some points together, is shorts. So I'm noticing that videos aren't getting as many views as they used to, so you can't worry about subs. But then also I'm noticing that the subs are coming from a lot of people's shorts. And so a lot of channels are saying that, and I'm kind of seeing that too, that because of people are subscribing for your shorts, they're not necessarily watching your long form content, because they might be coming here to watch these minute clips and not a 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minute video, if that makes sense what I'm saying. So, that's affecting a lot of people's views. And I'm not saying that this is true, but this is from the videos I'm watching, but this is also some stuff that I'm seeing for myself. I'm seeing that it's affecting a lot of people's views, because you might get 10K views on this short, but then you might get 500 views on your video. And it's because of these 10K views, you might get 200, 300 subscribers to subscribe to your channel, but they could be watching more of those shorts and not necessarily your long form content. Not always true, but some of the things I'm seeing is you having some people who are having short channels. And that's another point that I'm seeing is that you have a lot of channels who are doing like shorts separate from their main channel. So they might have a main channel with long form, and then they have a shorts channel with shorts. And so when it comes to that, they're separating them because it could be messing up your AdSense. But then I'm also seeing that when they have the long form, it's separate from the shorts, their long form videos might have more consistent views, because the subscribers that are there subscribing to see whatever their long form videos are. And the people that are subscribing for their shorts are going to see what their shorts views are. Now, obviously, when they introduce shorts, I don't think that's something that you could have predicted would happen. It was just a metric, a tool that they were pushing out, update they were pushing out, and it was helping everybody get subscribers. And even me being a small channel, when I had another channel that I was doing it on, I haven't done no videos on there, and I've just done just shorts. And I'm kind of scared to do long form on that channel because of the fact that I don't know how those shorts are gonna affect those views. I might just only get 2 views or 5 views, which is fine. But these are things that you're thinking about. So shorts could also be hurting your long form or my long form views as well. But I don't have a lot of subscribers, so I'm not really too worried about that. So that kind of goes to show you that you can't worry too much about shorts and subscribers in the beginning, or views in the beginning, because 1, you have to find out whatever the flow of your channel is. 2, the shorts could be affecting it. And then 3, just because you have subscribers doesn't mean that they're going to see all of your videos, because like I said, some are coming from short videos, some are coming from long form content. It's not necessarily synonymous, if that makes sense what I'm saying. So, can't worry too much about the views. Another thing that I'm noticing is thumbnails and titles. So I'm seeing that obviously thumbnails used to be like a big deal. Like you have to have this amazing thumbnail, and it used to take me forever to do thumbnails. That's another reason why I don't do videos, because I'm not a graphic editor. I don't like it. I'm not great at it, none of that. But now I'm seeing that people have simple thumbnails. Like it just be a picture of me with some words across, and I could be making a sad face or whatever, and that could be my thumbnail. So thumbnails are simpler to make. Still important, but might not be nearly as important as the title. So since I've been back, you've seen me post different kind of videos. One of the videos that I posted, it's got like 90 views now, which for where I'm at right now is good. So I got 90 views, But I've also changed the title on that video. You wouldn't have known that, but I changed it because I think it did like 40. And then I was like, let me do it. Let me look and see what kind of title, you know, on YouTube people take. And I changed it to one that might have been more trending. And I didn't even realize that was actually the same title that I used for my first video, or similar to the one I used for my first video, that got me the 2K views or whatever. And so, you know, I'm noticing that titles are still very important. And I think that's why you're seeing a lot of people with titles who are similar to other people with titles. Like, you have people like, oh, why I started on YouTube, or why I'm struggling on YouTube, or you don't have to watch, you don't have to consume any more videos. Like, I know you guys are seeing these titles, like, and it's because these are the titles that are kind of trending that people are watching. It's clickbaity, but it still works. You know what I mean? But your video has to line up to whatever it is. So, all in all, these are some of the, you know, the metrics that I've seen, that I'm looking at. But I think for me, my main thing is repetition. I think that's the most thing, that's the biggest thing that I'm focused on now is repetition. I think now since I've been back, I've done maybe about 20 videos, just long form, not including short videos. I know people say that you want to get like 100 videos reps in. I know people are also talking about whatever this good content is. Like, they're talking about, you gotta have your content, it's gotta be good, it's gotta have this, I haven't gotten to that point, and I'm not saying that my videos are good or bad. It might not be great now, whatever, cool. But I think good content is also becoming very, very subjective. It's not always, it has to be heavily edited. Sometimes it's got to be just what's authentic that people can relate to. And so I think for me, I'm leaning more that way. I think another thing for me right now, and these are like my goals moving forward, obviously, is to be authentic. And that's why I'm saying, like, you know, it's just me showing up and doing the reps. It's not worrying so much about the metrics as it is about, okay, how can I improve over time? And I'm not even gonna say video to video. I'm not even gonna say week to week. Just over time, you know, I think that as you continue to do something, you'll get better at it. You know, it'll get easier for you. Thumbnails, titles, all that stuff will get easier for me as time goes on. I'm also learning that because you can't worry about the views and subscribers and shorts and all that stuff at first, it doesn't really matter. Like, the views you get at first is not really gonna matter because that video might not even catch for another 2 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years. Does it make sense what I'm saying? Or that video could catch multiple times in the next 2-3 years. You don't really know. And, you know, a lot of channels are saying that too, even though some people are like, oh, well, that's a terrible video. Go on to the next. But that terrible video might be a good video down the line. It's just a lot of things that I don't think people know. But I am saying that the most important thing is you having to show up. You know, and I've talked about consistency before and discipline on this channel as well. But I think it's just showing up. So that's really my goal, is to be authentic, you know, to show up. Another thing is for me to just pivot quickly. So if it's an idea I don't like or I don't want to do, it's to pivot to the next idea. And so that doesn't mean that I have to scrap my whole channel and be like, oh, now I got to do another channel. But it's like, now I have to pivot to video 2A instead of video 2B. Like I said, I'm doing candle videos, and so you'll see more, you know, videos of me making candle videos, but I'm also testing videos by doing like long form like this, where I'm just talking, because I like to talk. I'm a yapper a little bit. So I like to talk when I have something that I want to talk about. And so for me, you know, these are things that I'm testing out, different videos, you know, like I said, I've done the titles. I might do a cinematic video one day. I might do a video totally different than what you've seen. And it's just kind of me also testing to see what am I going to be able to do long term as well. You know, because if you got to put years into this thing, as some people are saying, then I want to be able to show up authentically with something that I can consistently do. You know, I think another thing that I'm working on is in showing up consistently and authentically is how many times I want to post. You know, I think at first I'm like, man, do I want to be a channel that posts every day? Now 2 months in, I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that because it's not authentic to me. I don't have something to talk about every day, especially when it comes to like talking to everybody. I don't have something to talk about every day. And it might not even be, you know, a candle making video. It might just be me talking like this. But I think for me, maybe like twice a week, once to twice a week is cool for me. And then kind of building out for there. And that's how I can show up, you know, authentically, you know what I mean? And putting time in between the videos instead of just ramming videos down your throat every day. Some people are good at that because they have things that they want to talk about every day. I'm not necessarily there. And I think for me, where I'm at is also kind of overwhelming as well. So that's not something that I really want to, you know, do. I want something I can maintain, not something that's going to overwhelm me. I think another thing is, you know, quality versus quantity. So it's not number of videos as is the quality. And I'm not saying these videos are the best quality, but it's kind of what I have right now as far as quality is concerned. So, and as time goes on, if I have more time in between videos, I can work on each video a little more to my specification or my liking. But like I said, the content might change over time. And then I think another thing is that I really want to, focus on is to be able to learn, but not absorb everything. I think with social media and content and different things like that, it's a video about everything. And I think it's important to learn. You got to keep learning, but you can't absorb stuff that doesn't apply to you right then. So it's like, for me, I might watch a creator and I might watch some of their videos because it keeps me inspired or keeps me motivated. But I can't consume everything that everybody says or just because it has a catchy title, because whatever they're talking about might not apply to where I'm at right now in my journey. Oh, well, you need to do this with your videos. I might not be there to do this with my videos. I might just be able to do just this and show it with this. So that's what I got. As a struggling creator, 2 or 3 months in, this is my channel review. I want to try to do these maybe at least quarterly, maybe a few months, just to kind of see where I'm at. Like, I have 2 sets of notes. This one I wrote 3 weeks in, and this one I wrote a month in. And they're different. You know what I mean? Even some of the things that I wrote on here that I might have been worried or concerned about, they're not even on this card because I no longer care about it. Like, it doesn't even matter. And so as I go on, this card might get smaller and there'll be less things to worry about. But these are my thoughts. 2 or 3 months in, this is just a channel review. It's just a checkup. If you're here to the end, this is just a check-in. For the people that have watched it to the end, I appreciate it. Whether it's 5 of y'all, 10 of y'all, whatever, however many of y'all, I appreciate you. This is just for me to kind of put it out there, to have something to talk about, to, and show you guys where I'm at with my channel. Like I said, my goal with this channel isn't necessarily to get 1 million subscribers. I don't really necessarily care about that. I just want to be able to create something and, make money from AdSense, hopefully, and then also like for the products I sell, like candles, you know what I'm saying? If you want candles, you can get them down there in the bio, some great stuff. Just try it. But other than that, I'm just trying to show up authentically and create content because that's what I like to do. So, till next time, it's your boy. It's As I Am Chemical. Peace.